So is going to college worth it? Going to university? As someone with a physics degree, this is my take on the subject, on the matter. Lots and lots and lots of people nowadays are saying, don't go, it's not worth it because you cannot get a job. An art degree is worth less than toilet paper. And that was back in the day when you could get jobs from after college. Nowadays, nobody can get a job. Literally, people having master's degrees are still flipping burgers at McDonald's next to pimple teenagers. You know, even if you have a fancy degree. It's crazy. And then, yeah, maybe you do get a degree. Like me, you get a physics degree. And look, this book is huge. It's massive. And this was the first couple of years. It's like a giant... you have to go through and study and learn it. And anyway... But then you end up working in a field not related to your studies. You know, I now am a graphic designer, technically. You know, that's professionally, I guess, because I get paid to do graphic design. I taught myself all those skills separately and became a designer. Nothing to do with physics. I haven't done something to do with my physics, and apart from the 1 year afterwards, I was doing physics tutoring in the college, but that was only for 1 year. And it also then is a waste of time because I'm not doing something to do with physics. And there are so many jobs that people go to college, they cannot get jobs. Is it a waste of time? I don't think so. I actually have a different take to everybody saying don't go to college. I think you should go to college. You should absolutely go to college. And the reason being, there's several reasons. The first reason is you get 4 years to figure life out. And that doesn't mean you have to find the answers, but you get to try things. You get to experiment. You know, you have this time. And this was for me. I didn't know what I wanted to be in life. I have no idea. I'm still trying to figure that out, you know. But during that period of time, you don't have anybody really pressuring you to be anything or do anything. You just go to college and you're like, I'm in college. And that gives you a identity, a something to do. And it makes your parents happy, it makes your relatives happy, blah, blah, blah. And you're doing something, but you also have a lot of time to kind of figure you out and see what you do like, what you don't like. Get to try a load of different things. And it's fun. Being in college is fun. It's so social. There are so many clubs. There's so many events. You're going to make so many friends and do so much things. And you get to learn, obviously, what you do in your degree, but you get to learn a lot of other things on the side as well. Because personally, I don't think you should spend that much time actually studying the degree. Because when you even do get a job, even if you did, you learn everything on the job anyway, right? A degree is just to prove that you have the ability to learn something, basically. But so do the bare minimum to pass. Do the bare minimum. And then use all the other stuff. There's so much equipment. There's so much facilities. And there's all these lecturers and the staff that are there to help you. They are there to help you. Use them. Get them, ask them, if you want to start a business, you want to be an entrepreneur, there's stuff for that. If you want to get into filmmaking, you want to do music and design stuff, even if you're not studying that, you can go and join those clubs. You can go and use their facilities as part of being in this university. If you want to get fit, go to the gym, they have all of that. You want to join sports teams, so many different clubs that you can join and learn stuff. And then even that, you get to meet people. You want to start a band or whatever. There's so many connections. You want to start businesses. There's so much fun things, so many events going on as well. So much drinking. The amount of alcohol you consume is ridiculous. And there's so much extra things that can help you explore life in different paths. And so I would fully go into that side of things, not the actual educational part of it, all the other things. And because it gives you 4 years of time to figure that out as well and play with it. So you don't have to really do anything or be successful at it for 4 years. And even then, you don't have to be straight away, right? I'm still not necessarily massively successful. If anything, I'm probably still in a decline. But, I still love going to college. I think it was a great time. The only thing that I regret about it, and this is a great opportunity and I think is a bonus and another reason to go, is an opportunity for you to leave your home city, leave your hometown, go somewhere new, explore life in a different city, a different country. And that's, again, a wonderful thing to do, to get to live somewhere new. Everybody wishes they can travel more and see the world. This is a great opportunity to do that. And, it's only temporary, but you're there long enough to really you'll get to know the place, get to live in the city, get to be a part of it. And then you can move on, or you could stay there forever. Who knows? So forget the grades. Just do everything else with it. Now, there is the cost factor, and that is maybe the big reason why you may not want to go. The cost. Accommodation costs alone, right? You can basically afford to live in a cardboard box covered in mold and maggots. Like, it's not going to be pretty living unless you got rich parents, right? But that's a different equation. Assuming you don't have rich parents, it could be unaffordable for you to go. Particularly if you're in the UK or America, where the costs are astronomical. Like in Europe, it's basically free, but like you would have accommodation costs and food costs and what have you if you move to a different city, which I would recommend. But like maybe you can get part-time jobs that would cover those things. And absolutely, that would be worth doing. And like for me, here in Ireland, I got paid to go to college. The government gave me money to go to college. Not only was it free, I got made money from it. For one, they gave me this grant. They covered all the basic fees. It was like a couple of grand or whatever each year. And then they gave me money each week to pay for my transportation, getting the bus there, and also for food every week. And it wasn't a lot of money for those things, but like it was enough. And like if you do have very poor parents, or you're even older and going, you get back to educational allowance here, which is something like €250 per week. So that's pretty good going. It's not like amazing, but like you're still getting some money. And then the other part being, if you get the grants like that. If you don't get those grants, maybe your parents have enough money to be able to afford to pay for some of it, and I'm sure they may help you out. Maybe they don't. That's like, family situations can be complicated, but also you can, in Europe, it is basically free. It is basically free, and so is, why wouldn't you go? It's 4 years for free. And if in my case, I got paid, and in third year, I had to go on this like internship thing where I got paid to do work in this business for 7 months, So I also made even more money there, and like that was, not full salary, but it was pretty good, for what it was. But if you're in America or UK, where it does cost a ridiculous amount of money, unless you have a scholarship, like going into debt for this, now the equation doesn't make sense. Because when it's free or you're getting paid, it's just a fun experience. You get to explore life, you get to do all these things, and it's great. If you are accumulating a load of debt, that now when you get out of it, you cannot get a job that is going to pay off that debt. And even the idea of that seems a bit of a fallacy in reality for your own economics in the long term, So anyway, that's a different discussion, but the reality is that could not be so beneficial. Maybe community college, I don't know, but yeah, try get those scholarships. But if you can go to college and you're in Europe, absolutely do. I'm not sure about the rest of the world and what the costs are for those. Hopefully, though, you'll have the opportunities to do that as well. And there are still jobs going. If you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, yes, you need to work hard at your degree, right? But most other things, you want to be an engineer, you don't actually have to work that hard, apart from like in maybe the last couple of years or some projects here or there. You want to do business, you don't have to work hard ever. It's just like Google all the answers, write some essays, do your exams, but like for the rest of it, yeah, don't bother. Just do some presentations. If you speak well, and that's like very much like how well you perform in terms of your charisma and your confidence, speaking well, presenting well, you get all the marks, right? That's easy stuff. Well, for me, it's easy, but like for other people, they need to develop those skills. But like anyway, I'm starting to tangent here. But the point is, I absolutely think you should go to college if you are in a place where you get it for free, or it is affordable, or you have the ability to finance going. I think all the other extra bits in life, even though I'm not working in this field of physics and I don't do anything with my degree, I still think it was worthwhile going because it was so much fun, and you will never have as much social connection and engagement. You probably still have fun in life, but like there's just like a constant amount of it, and that is a once in a lifetime opportunity that you do not really get back. I mean, you can always go back to college later in life and stuff, but you will be the old guy, and that's not so bad. But it's just the way that you connect with people slightly different when you're, in your 30s or 40s going back to college compared to being, 20 years old with all the other 20-year-olds. Anyway, that's my talk over. Thank you for listening. I wish you luck.